Wow, thank you so much for the positive comments on my singing video last week, where I was talking about setting goals and daring to fly, and of course, starting passions again. Today I want to share with you a backstage story of what happened when I was about to sing in a grand final of a talent quest in Sydney. And it's also about our self-doubts and how we can overcome them. During my talent quest days of singing way back 30 years ago, I honed my craft of singing and stage presentation. And every contest I went into, really no matter what, whether it was win, lose or draw, in my eyes I always took away a prize. I was always a winner because I always learned at least one thing. I could take away one thing from that experience. Now this time I want to share with you was about 30 years ago in Sydney. I'm showing my age. Now this was a place, it was a place called Petersham RSL Talent Quest. And it was at the time one of the greatest contests going around in Sydney. All performers liked to perform there at this club because it always had the best band, it had the best sound, the best lighting and the greatest compere. Her name was Ricky, and she was a wonderful, spirited lady, and she'd won many Mo Awards for her role as compere in Sydney at all different venues. But overall, it was an absolute joy to get into, and I had success with this one. In that, I got through the heats of the contest, I got through the quarter semis, I got into the semi-finals, and yes, I even got into the grand final. And we would all sing 3 songs in each section. And often there were about 10 people in each heat, and they would take through the top 2 performers to move them onto the next stage. And I remember the excitement of getting selected to be in the grand final. And that alone for me was something to be excited about, because I got this opportunity to work again with the best band. And these guys were musicians. I remember at the time that some of them were working on the Today Show, the midday show. So they knew their stuff. You knew that you were in safe hands. You could put any music in front of them and they played it as though they had played that song for years. So I really enjoyed being in this contest. And on this occasion, there ended up in the grand final being 16 contestants. Now, most grand finals would only have 10 to 12 acts because this time they couldn't separate some in the semi-finals, and so they put through a few more than 2 people. So there was 16. It was highly competitive. You can imagine, there's some great vocalists around in the Sydney at that time. I knew it was going to be tough to get any place. We were backstage, and I got to draw out a card to tell us what order of appearance we would be in. And to my advantage or to my disadvantage, depending upon how you look at it, I drew out the card that I was the last to appear in the whole night. So I had to wait, excruciatingly wait, for all of the other acts to go on before me. And I remember as I was watching each contestant, my heart would sink a little more and more because I began to lose hope that I was going to get any place at all. These people, it was like they were all professional singers. They were all brilliant. They all shone. Everyone really could have won this contest. And they all had amazing voices. And as I was standing there in the wings, I remember Ricky the compere come up to me, and she could tell I was getting nervous as time was going on. And she also sensed that I was losing some hope. And she came up behind me and she put her hands on my shoulders and she said, "Are you okay? How are you feeling?" And I said, to be honest, I'm okay. I just said, these guys are all brilliant, and just sort of losing a bit of hope about all of this. And she said to me, "Forget what others are like." She said, "What did you come into this contest for?" Well, I said I told her, to get a chance to sing with this amazing band. I knew about this club and to be on this stage, and if I got a place, fantastic. If not, that's okay. So she put her hands on my shoulder and said, Jason, remember that. She said, get out there. She said, don't be connected to the outcome and sing like you are not even in the competition. She said, you like to sing, yes? And I said, yes, of course I love to sing. So she said, go out there and enjoy it. She said, sing like there's no tomorrow. Just have fun. I looked at her and I said, you know what? You're right. And something happened. As I stepped out on that stage, it was like a weight had instantly lifted. And I realized that I was too connected and worried about getting a place and being a winner rather than enjoying my moments and winning anyway, regardless of my placing. So when my name was called, the music started and I walked on stage and I felt like I owned it. I was free. I was able to totally enjoy the moment, and enjoy the moments I did. My last song, I remember it perfectly. It was entitled, This Is the Moment. This is the moment, this is the time, when the momentum and the moment are in rhyme. And I was like, I was singing there and all I could see was the lights coming back. I couldn't see the audience. I was there truly in the moment. And all I can remember at the end of that song was this thunderous applause out there in the darkness. And it was a total connection between myself and the audience. I was over the moon. I enjoyed it so much that I no longer cared if I would get a place. Of course it'd be great to get a place, but I walked off stage happy to leave on this high. So the time came when we were all called out on stage one by one, and slowly they announced the winners. 4th place, 3rd place, 2nd place, and of course by this time, my heart was just okay. I thought, oh well, I had a great time. It was great, but that's the way things work out. And the winner of the Petersham RSL Grand Final for 1992 is Jason Stevenson. And I've got to tell you, I was absolutely so shocked and so excited. Back then I won a cash prize and I got to do a professional spots at that same club, which I would get paid to do with this band singing over and over again as a professional. Now, for me, this was a great lesson. A lesson to let go of the outcome, to be in the moment, to not be connected to any outcome, and to be in the flow. And when we are in the flow, something happens. Something magical transpires. Everything happens with ease. I also understood the power of how we can affect each other by believing in another. Ricky believed in me. She reminded me to just enjoy myself. And that I did. My question to you is today, have you ever been too tied up in an outcome? Really stressed about achieving something, and then you went on to do it and it was so easy peasy and you just floored it? Have you ever had any of those? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for tuning in today, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon and sending you all green lights and of course much love. Bye for now. Bye-bye.